Hey folks, Javen here. I want to give you a chance to be a part of this week's podcast. What an explosive podcast we have just for you. This will change and impact your life in ways you never thought possible. So get ready. It's time to do it now. What's up, good people? I'm so glad you're joining us for another podcast.
Love it.
Do it now. I like to say, why wait when your best is now? I like to do that, Bill, because it's a part of the title of my book. So it's kind of like a
I like that.
shameless plug. Listen, we always have special guests on with us, and we have another very, very special guest. I'm really excited about today's conversation. It's going to be rich. Tune in. Tell everybody, tune in right now. You're going to want to hear this guy's story. He's all the way from Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. Margate, to be honest.
Exactly. It took you a long, that's a long flight.
Yeah, it took me about, I don't know, 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
To get from Margate to here.
There you go, because we're based in Hollywood, Florida. Come on, make some noise. This is Bill Talbert.
I love it. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Let's give you some applause, too.
Oh, I appreciate
Look at that. That's
amazing.
All right. Bill Talbert is a local phenomenon, in my opinion. When I heard your story, I was like, yo, we got to have Bill on. First off, say hey. You want to say hey to everybody?
I just want to say hey to Florida.
Well, hopefully it's more than Florida
people,
watching.
My wife, my kids.
Oh, wave at us. Wife is waving. She's behind you. You're not going to see her today, but she's here to make sure he gets the story right.
My mom will love this, by the way.
She will?
Oh, my mom will love
So,
it.
you mentioned kids. How many kids you have?
3 kids.
Three
They
kids.
are 17, 16, and 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe this podcast should be about that.
Maybe.
What do you want to say?
I don't want to
Let's
talk
take
too much about it because it'll wreck my wife, because my daughter is actually a senior this year. She's going to be leaving us to go to college. She is going to UCF for stage managing. She loves theater.
Yo.
So she's super excited.
Wait a minute. Where's she going?
UCF.
UCF. Central.
Yes.
My son graduated from there.
I'm looking forward to the bounce house.
Yeah.
For the football games.
Yes.
I am a football coach.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that. So I'm looking forward to going there and catching
that's
on a
gonna
real
be
college
dope.
game.
Yeah, they got a great campus too.
Very good. I think they have 3 Chick-fil-A's, 4 Starbucks.
Yeah. Great camp. Mom, you'll love it. It'd be a great opportunity to go. My son graduated from there, and my niece graduated from there.
Awesome.
So yeah, we got kindred spirit. We're family. So
Okay.
that's going to be good. I should have gave Bill a proper introduction. He's a chef to the stars, by the way.
That is correct.
He really has. You started cooking what, 13? I heard somewhere.
Yeah, I was 13. My mom raised 4 kids by herself.
Wow.
So my first job was
Come
a
on,
place
Mom.
called the Blue Grotto.
Okay.
I was hired as what they call a porter. So basically, I put away the order. I swept floors, took out trash.
Wow.
And then when they were really busy, they'd be like, hey, Bill, you're going to peel potatoes today, or hey, you're going to slice onions.
Huh.
So that's kind of how I started.
Okay,
in
so
the restaurant business.
you went there to just work at a restaurant and
I just
so
wanted
happened.
a job
You just
because,
want-
again, my mom, bless her, raised 4 kids by herself.
Wow.
And so I just thought, hey, how can I support my mom and help my mom?
Okay.
And where I can buy my own clothes, pay for my own school lunch. So I said, I'm going to get a job.
You look like you're around my age. So was this 80s?
Yeah, I'm 46.
Okay.
So yeah, way back when.
Back when? What?
it
So
was
about
also-
$4, right?
it
$4
was-
an hour?
It was Commercial Boulevard and 44th 99 Jams.
Yes.
Was the station right next to my restaurant. Yeah, and I think I was making $9 an hour.
Oh, you were doing good, buddy. I was making $6.
And I had a paper route.
Oh, so you're making bank over there. I see you. You got did you have a members only jacket?
No,
did you
I
ever
did
get
not. I had one.
Yeah, one?
In my upbringing,
I told you he had
one.
some money. I knew it. I knew.
Had one.
All right, so you end up stumbling into the art of cooking.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit.
So, yeah, I mean,
Because you start realizing you're good at it or something?
Well, again, my mom raising 4 kids, and I was the youngest boy, so I was the mama's boy.
All right.
So my mom would work all day long. A couple of nights a week, she'd play bingo. And
Nice.
she'd be like, Bill, I have Stouffer's lasagna in the freezer. Preheat the oven, set it to 350. It says it's 1 hour on the package. Put it in there. When you take it out, use the oven mitts. Cut it in squares. That's dinner. So that's kind of how like the passion for cooking started. And then I always thought, well, who cooked that lasagna? You know, like who made that? Someone had to make it.
Right.
Well, how did they make it? And so then that got me interested in cooking.
Okay.
And so I would kind of, Mom, you know, when she was home, can I cook with you? And
Okay.
so we would do that. Like our biggest meal was ground beef, macaroni and cheese, and applesauce. Was like a big like meal. Because again, one mom, four kids.
Yeah.
I mean, you're
so did you
dining
have
on a budget.
I was gonna say, so did y'all have like a menu? Like, did you menu out the week?
Well, we kind of
were like
we kind of went in rotation. So it was kind of like you're getting the ground beef, you know, on
Wednesday night.
You're getting lasagna on this day.
Okay.
We're doing breakfast for dinner on this day because it's cheap.
That's right.
We're doing spaghetti and meat sauce on this day.
All right.
So
Did you ever do the hamburger patties, the frozen patties?
No, we did hamburger helper.
Wow. Okay.
No one knows that.
Okay. I was gonna say,
no one out in your audience knows hamburger helper.
Hamburger helper. Yeah. The Wonder Bread, white bread. What bread are we using?
Wonder Bread.
Wonder Bread. See, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know the struggle. These are tough times.
Tuna helper, hamburger helper. Like no one knows the commercials with the guy with the white hand, and he did the whole song.
Pop-Tarts. You ever do Pop-Tarts?
I love Pop-Tarts. My kids eat Pop-Tarts today. Cookies and cream, strawberry, apple cinnamon.
Bill, we going way off track here, but let me just talk for a second. Listen, ramen noodles got through college.
My daughter right now, she's the ramen master. She makes it to where she's even doing sunny side up eggs on top.
Your daughter's the next chef.
Daughter,
your youngest
Chloe.
daughter.
I like that. She's the best. She makes the best ramen.
All right, so you end up realizing you can cook, not professionally trained. You just have a gift for it, which I love this story. And then you start cooking, and you take a job as a line cook or something.
Well, here's what's crazy about that. So I eventually end up at a restaurant, and I come in as a dishwasher busboy. And then eventually,
this is about what age?
Gosh, I was 20 something.
Okay.
23, 24. I end up at a restaurant and I start as a busboy, dishwasher, and then I become a server, then I become a bartender.
You know how to cook though,
well, yes, I know how to cook because of my mom and the one restaurant that I worked at when I was younger and cooking at home. But
so it's a talent.
Yeah, but at one point I'm like, you know what? I got to join the corporate world. So in order to do that, I worked for a corporate restaurant who had multiple locations.
Gotcha.
So I said, hey, in order to be successful, I want to eventually become a general manager of this corporate restaurant. Because that's what's going to pay the bills. I just met my wife.
Okay.
Got married. Okay. Had a young daughter.
Okay. So your mind is on management.
Yes, because I'm thinking, yeah, I can cook, but line cook only pays this amount of money.
Right.
If I become a manager, well, now I get benefits. I have insurance. You know, I have a 401k. I have all this. Yeah. So I decide, hey, I'm going to become a manager for this corporate restaurant.
Okay.
So I go through the training, management and training program, which is a 4-month, detailed.
Did they take you to a warehouse and lock you in? Didn't tell you where they dropped you off, put blindfolds on you?
No, but you worked every position. So you worked dish, busboy, bartending, server. Then they gave you a test on recipes. How much bacon goes in a Cobb salad? How many slices of cheese goes on a burger? Like you go through all this stuff because
how about the bar?
The bar, same thing. How many ounces goes in this drink? How do you make simple syrup? Like all this stuff is going on. How much salt do you put on the rim on a margarita? Okay. Like all this stuff you're going through.
Okay.
And so I went through this whole process. So I finally become a manager, and then I work my way up where I'm like, I want to have my own store.
Hold on for a second. 20-something-year-old Bill.
Yeah.
Making his way.
Because, and not to get side railed, but as a kid, I was a punk kid. I did a bunch of dumb stuff.
Okay.
Irresponsible things, put me in bad situations.
We all did.
But I wanted to be responsible. I met my wife, and I figured if she's ever going to marry me, because when she met me, I was a degenerate. So I said, if she's ever going to marry me, I've got to be something worth something. So I want to be somebody.
Nice.
So that's why I took this position, was I want to be responsible. I want her dad to respect me so that when I ask her to marry me, he's not thinking she's marrying some
bum or something.
Right.
So wife is the inspiration to get your life right.
100%.
All you need is the right person.
100%.
I love it. I love it. I love 100%.
it. So I go through this whole process, and finally I have a meeting with the area director, falls in love with me, says, man, you're perfect. They hired me as a kitchen manager. Okay. So now I'm managing the line. So I'm controlling food cost, P&Ls. I'm learning the whole aspect. The manager that I'm working under is, super nice guy, super teachable, trainable for me, and spent days on days training me to have my own store. Now, this particular restaurant that I worked for, they had positions for like 20, 25 years. So I'm thinking, I can't be a GM until somebody dies. But I'm not going to give up. Like, I'm going to keep thriving,
keep going,
and keep working.
Yeah.
So I do this whole thing, and then unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but I hired a friend who my wife has known the, I don't know, what would you say he was to her? Brother-in-law.
There you go.
So I hire him on as a line cook, and he works for me for like a month, 2 months. One night we're closing the restaurant. Two guys jump out of the bushes. They say a few things, held us up at gunpoint.
Wow.
They try to stuff me in the trunk of my car. My wife and I, we'd only been married for a year. I had my daughter, who I think was 2 months old at the time, and I'm thinking, there's no way I'm going to allow them to find me in the trunk of this car.
Come on.
So as the one guy is pushing me to stuff me in the trunk, the gun is hitting the back of my head, and it was plastic. Wow. So I was like, there's no way I'm allowing you to rob me with a fake gun.
Come on.
So I turn around to fight him.
Come on.
So I throw him on the ground. I'm fighting him.
Are you thinking what at this point?
I'm thinking, bro, I'm going to murder you.
Got it.
Like, dude, you like, what are you doing?
Right. It's you or me.
Yeah. So I'm fighting this guy because I'm not going to go out like this. Then the first guy comes over and starts to pistol whip me. He probably hit me 4, 5, 6 times.
His gun is real.
His gun is real.
Wow.
So he hit me 4 or 5 times. My friend runs over, who I had just hired. Known him forever. We did barbecues and everything together. He jumps on this guy and starts to beat on him. The one guy that I'm on gets up and runs away.
All right, so slow down for a second.
Go ahead.
So you're working at this restaurant.
Yes.
You have gotten a management position as aligned for. All right, and you're closing the restaurant.
Yes.
You guys are on your way out, and out of nowhere, you basically now. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to rob you?
Yeah. So one guy comes. I'm sorry. One guy comes out first, and he says, "Give me your wallet and your car keys."
Okay.
I say, "No problem."
Okay.
He says to my friend, give me your wallet. He goes, well, I'm a line cook. I don't have any money, so I don't have a wallet.
Okay.
And then he goes, you have 10 seconds to let me inside the building, or I'm going to shoot you in the face right now.
Wow.
And I said, okay, I have no problem letting you in, but here's the problem. My cleaning crew is in the restaurant. I don't want anybody to get hurt.
Now, let me ask you this. Had you ever had any kind of encounter like this before?
Never.
So you've never been around guns being pointed at?
Never.
So are you nervous? You scared? You're what?
I got to tell you, I'm not.
Okay.
And that's kind of scary in a sense.
Yeah.
What I am thinking is protective.
Wow.
Because I have the gentleman,
your friend,
the gentleman that was in the restaurant.
Okay.
Okay. When I say cleaning crew, it was one guy, and he was our line cook, our fry guy.
Wow. So you're thinking about your team.
I'm thinking about him, and I wish I could say his name, but
okay, right.
But at any rate, it's one guy.
Okay,
he's got a wife and 5 kids.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, there's no way I can let something happen to this guy because he's the breadwinner. The wife doesn't work.
Yeah,
he's got 5 kids.
He works. You could think about all this that quick.
It's crazy.
While a gun
which
is
I think is the Lord.
Yeah, obviously.
Because I am processing this.
Yeah.
Like I am thinking I can't let anything happen to this guy because he's got a wife and 5 kids.
All right. So let's fast forward.
Okay.
So then you guys get in a fight.
Yeah. So we scuffle.
Okay.
the one guy runs away. The other dude that is over my friend shoots him twice.
Wow.
Shoots him twice. And then gets up and runs away. So I begin to chase the two guys.
Your adrenaline is obviously...
wide open at this point.
Did you even know what you're going to...
No.
God.
But I knew that I can't let this just happen the way it's happening. Like,
wow.
I just can't.
Wow.
So I probably got, I don't know, 20, 30 feet away from them. I mean, it wasn't far. I mean, if I could tell your audience how distance it was,
right.
I could see that he had a revolver because I could see the chamber.
Wow.
I could see the bullets.
Yeah.
And I saw 2 orange flashes come out of his gun. It was that close.
Wow.
So I stood there for a second, and I thought, oh, I'm not shot. I'm chasing again. So I went to run after him again.
What?
But out of the corner of my eye, I seen my buddy laying on the ground,
Yeah,
and I said, man, I can't leave him.
Yeah.
So I ran back to him. I went to roll him over, and that's when I saw all the blood, and I was like, oh, man.
Oh, my God.
So I ran inside. Now, granted, they had taken my key, so now I'm banging on the front door for my cleaning crew,
right.
my one guy, to come to the front door, which he came to the front door, let me in, and I said, shut the door, go to the back door, keep an eye
Right.
to make sure they don't do anything else to him. I'm calling the cops.
Yeah.
So I call the cops. They come. Of course, I meet him outside, and then, of course, they say DOA over the radio. So I
Right.
knew that my friend didn't make it, which was devastating.
Wow.
His brother works for the Sunrise Police Department. So as soon as the first officer arrived, they said, man, you got to call his brother. I got to get him over here. And then it just got crazy.
So he dies right there on the spot.
On the spot.
Jeez.
So then, like, the paramedics show up, the cops are showing up. They're asking me to walk through the process. At this time, I don't realize the injuries that I have.
Okay. So
the paramedic comes over as I'm talking to the police officer, and he goes, hey, can we have this guy sit down? And they're like, no, we really need to get the story. We're like, you don't notice the blood all over his face? I need him to sit down. So I had received 27 staples.
Wow.
No anesthesia. I mean, I was so out of it that he said, hey, I could numb it or we can just keep going. I said, bro, just do what you got to do.
Wow.
So they stapled 27 staples. That kind of led me to the Lord.
Wow.
So I had a friend named Dan who worked at that restaurant while I was working there, Dan Miller. And I say his name, and I mean, he's fine. He doesn't mind.
You had never
I've never been to church
or
no. But he'd be like, man, Bill, God's got a plan for your life, man. He's got a plan for your life. And I'm like, yeah, that's great, Dan. Like, keep thumping that Bible.
Right.
Like, you're good. And then he was the first guy I called.
Wow.
I said, Dan, I need to go to church. I said, I believe God saved my life. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what he's trying to tell me, but I got to figure it out.
When you went home and through a series of process, you're already married at this point, right?
Yeah, we're married. We're married a little bit more than a year.
You got one kid.
One kid.
Real quick, we don't.
I'm sorry.
When we tell these kind of stories, man, it's like you want to stay here for
sorry.
hours.
I could.
So when you go home that night with your wife, do you remember what that conversation was like?
No. I mean, lost, confused.
Yeah.
She was sleeping over at the brother's house that night. Like that's where I called her from.
Yeah.
Because she knew I was working late, and so she was over there. I called a few times. She never answered. Finally answered the morning of.
And then here's all
6,
this
7
news.
o'clock. Here's all this news.
Jeez.
I got area directors showing up to the restaurant. Like,
Jeez.
Just confusion. Like, then I got media showing up to my house.
Yeah.
Like,
This is a local. I would imagine it was on local news and everything.
Of course.
At this point.
And not to mention, America's Most Wanted got involved at some point.
Wow.
To try to catch. They've never caught these guys still
Wow.
today.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
never.
insane.
Crazy.
Let me ask you this: when you tell your wife, "Hey, listen, I think I need to start going to church,"
That's funny.
how did that go over?
Not very well. So
Y'all should see her face behind this
yeah.
camera. That's funny.
So I go to church. I go to church with Dan, and at the time I was going. I mean, can I say the church or no?
No, I
okay,
wouldn't.
Fine. So I'm going to a church, and there's a certain pastor who does these altar calls, and sometimes they're fast, and sometimes there's long. Well, this one was a fast one.
Okay.
And it didn't take me more than 2 seconds to
I
stand
like
up
those
and
kind.
go forward.
All right.
Yeah, so I walked right up, gave my life to the Lord.
Wow. What did you think that was?
I think it was
like when you say I gave my life to the Lord. You this is your first time in church, first time being introduced to Jesus. You're thinking this is
because I've heard my friend Dan preach to me.
There you go. So you're able to put two and two together.
Yeah, he was preaching to me every night about what God has in store for me. I think this plan is.
I think this is such a great opportunity to remind people, especially those of you that are out there, how important it is for you to share the gospel in any small 100%. Way that you can, even if you don't see the results.
And listen, it doesn't mean that's going to happen overnight. Like if I meet a guy at a gas station, I share Christ with him, it doesn't mean that he's going to go to church tonight.
Exactly.
Like it may take
takes time.
Serious moment.
No,
and
seriously.
It clicks.
Seriously.
You know, but my buddy, I mean, every single night, every night he's like, Bill, I'm telling you, man, God has something for you. The way that you work, your demeanor, like he's going to change your life.
Bill, you got to come. We got to have like another conversation with you. All right, go back. All right, we got to find out what the wife real quick.
Okay.
Your wife.
So I go home and tell her. So I said, hey, I gave my life to the Lord. And she goes, you did what? Why in the world would you do that? She goes, have you ever met these people from this church?
Yeah.
Because they would come into this restaurant that I worked at, and instead of tipping, they would leave us prayer requests.
Oh, no!
Or they would leave us,
Come on, church people.
They would leave us like,
I'm so sick of us.
Hey, praying for you.
Yeah, no,
hey,
prayer don't pay the bills.
Here's a business card to our next event.
No, we don't come to your event. Y'all don't pay no tips.
That's how they would tip.
What is wrong with church people?
So every Wednesday night, Saturday night, Sunday, we're like, well, guys, the church is coming. Don't expect any money. Yeah. Yeah.
And you wonder why I don't want you to mention their name. Please don't call that church.
So that's kind of what we dealt with at that time.
All right, we got to hurry up.
I'm sorry. I can go for hours.
Bill is my new friend. All right, this is funny. All right, so now somewhere between this tragedy, we got to you got to wrap up the wife. So how do you end up convincing her?
So I go home to her and I say, man, I gave my life to the Lord. This is going to be amazing. I'm going to be the better husband. I'm going to be a best husband. I'm going to be what God has called me to be for you. And she's like, I can't believe that you're going to be a Bible thumper. Our marriage is over. You're gonna be one of them. You're going to turn into one of them.
Yeah.
We just got married. I have a baby.
Yeah, you got time for this.
What are you doing?
Wow.
You messed up.
All right, so what happens?
So then I go to church like 1 week, 2 weeks. She doesn't come.
Because she think you were playing at first.
Then, no.
You knew he was serious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you done got changed.
Oh, yeah, I got changed.
Jesus.
When I tell you,
I love that.
My speech, my demeanor, my
brother.
Behavior, the way I treated her, the way I spoke to her, it changed overnight, and I'm not kidding. God, you hear me? You
Jesus. I felt something on that now.
Exactly what happened. Woo. So then she goes 1 week, she's getting dressed, and I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, I'm going to church with you. I'm going to figure out what these brainwashers are doing to you. I got to figure it out. So then she comes to church. She goes 1 week, we leave. I say, hey, honey, what do you think? Oh, it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, he was good. He, blah, blah.
Yeah, all right.
We go another week. Our friends show up. One day, this pastor does this long, drawn-out altar call. And I'm thinking to myself, Lord, please, if today's the day, can today be the day?
Just do a short one. Get her up
my
there.
eyes are closed. I'm praying for her.
Yes.
I open my eyes, and I feel my knees move. And she walked right past me, walked right up, and gave her life to the Lord. Which has been amazing because then now we have 3 children.
Yeah.
All 3 of them have gone to this church.
Yeah.
Have gone to the school that's associated with this church.
And I heard that you end up working or doing something as a chef.
Yes. So I met a gentleman.
Bill, we're not finna get into all that all those details. We're just going to acknowledge that you worked there.
I worked there as the head chef.
Okay.
They gave me that position.
And we're moving on from that. All right. Now, and that's been amazing. Because why? Because now Bill is like a chef.
Yes.
I heard I don't want to drop some. I don't want to name drop, but I want you to name drop.
I can name drop.
All right. So you're a chef for Pastor Javen. No, he's not one of my.
I will cook for you anytime you want.
I ain't got it like that. One day.
I still deliver.
One day, y'all pray.
I'll cook for you.
What'd you say? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me find something.
You want to rewind that? I will cook for you.
Let me see what I can find. I don't want that.
That one.
I like that.
And understand that there's no cuisine that I am unable to cook.
I don't know about that, Bill. Now, we're going down a little rabbit trail right here, but I just need to kind of see where you are, and then we're going to go back to, we're finna name drop, because y'all don't realize who's talking in front of y'all right now. You're talking about the main man.
So just to give you an idea.
Wait, I didn't even give you my food yet.
Oh, okay. Because
you said
you names.
No, we're going to come back to that.
You want to go to food?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to go back to my food, because you just told me you could cook whatever I wanted.
Okay.
Is that what you just said?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so do you know what crack conch is?
You can't be serious.
You don't know. No.
Hang on a second.
Wait, what's your rate? Wait, because you look white, but what are you?
I am white. I am Caucasian. I'm Irish.
Just white American.
I'm Irish.
Irish. Oh,
but hang on a second. I was the chef for this particular church's ministry trip that went to the Bahamas. I picked conch out of the water and made fresh conch salad with habanero peppers, onions, pepper, cilantro, lime, fresh conch, cilantro, lime juice. I believe I know what conch salad is.
Boy, don't play with me.
You want conch fritters? Should I keep going? Is this thing on? Do you like spicy mac and cheese? Maybe you like barbecue chicken with thighs. I'm not sure.
Yo.
Maybe you like jerk chicken.
Enough.
You like pineapple mango salsa?
Enough. I don't know. I'm finna get you, though. I'm finna get you. You got me. I've never been speechless on this show since I've been shooting it. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm finna get you. I know you don't know nothing about no pigeon peas and rice.
I was waiting for you to say that.
I know you don't know. I know this Irish man.
I was waiting for you to say pigeon peas and rice.
I know you're not finna lie.
I can show you
church,
pictures.
Right? You know I'm a pastor.
Have you ever heard of the Adventure Learning Center in the Bahamas?
God, there's no way.
Pigeon peas and rice? It's a no-brainer in the Bahamas. No-brainer. Pigeon peas and rice.
We got a name drop right now.
Okay.
All right, so
Here we go.
you have been a private chef.
Yes.
First off, let's describe what that means. But you got to go short, Bill. You like to do details.
Yeah.
All right. So when somebody hires a private chef, what does that mean?
Well, here's the thing. You say private chef.
Oh, what is it called?
It's really not a private chef. So I work for a company that caters to the 1%ers.
You see how he messed up? I set him up way up here. I'm so Bill, look at me. Hey, look at me. Focus.
Yeah. Okay, private chef.
Thank you very much.
But I'm not going to their homes. Well,
you are a private chef for
Michael Jordan. We've done Beyonce. The Prince of Morocco. Let me keep going. Florida Panthers.
All right, enough.
Miami Heat. Miami Dolphins. Jacksonville Jaguars. The Pelicans. The Sharks we're doing this weekend. LA Lakers.
Shut up. You lying.
New York Knicks.
Shut up.
I'm not lying.
Okay, wait a minute. What?
Yes.
So how do you get to all these places? Or do they come to you?
No. So we have a 20,000 square foot kitchen that we cater out of.
Okay.
So they send us the order.
Okay.
The plane flies in. We go to the airport. We unload the plane. You know those little beverage carts
Yeah.
around? We load those with food. That's what we do.
So private planes or commercial?
Well, both.
Depends.
Private and commercial. So if they're going private, like we're talking Michael Jordan, Deion Wade, LeBron James.
When you say Deion Wade, you mean Dwayne Wade?
Dwayne Wade. I was thinking that, yeah. But yeah.
Trust me, I'm not that. I don't know sports that well.
I apologize.
But no, trust me, I don't know sports that well. But I do want to
actually have a picture of my son sitting in the seat of Lamar Jackson. And the funny story, and I will cut it short, but I closed down a Popeye's chicken to pick up stuff for the Baltimore Ravens.
Because you had to order so much stuff.
Yes, and they were upset.
Yo, you got stories after stories.
Yes.
This is incredible. You got to come to the church, by the way.
I would love to. We looked at it. I think it's beautiful. I think you guys are doing a great job.
I'm the pastor. How cool can it be?
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Dope.
The only reason why I'm coming.
Absolutely. You need to be at our men's conference too. Invite him to the men's conference. He should be on the panel. This would be dope to have him speak on the. We're doing a whole panel Q&A. We have an attorney. We have a TV producer.
Love it.
Yeah, and then we have a motivational coach. So
I think you guys do an amazing job.
Thank you.
I wish I had time to talk about coaching because, again,
I'll bring you back.
As a kid without a dad, like
it's important, right?
I think coaching is impeccable. I think it's so important because you got kids that are lost. They're trying to figure out who they are, and you got a guy that is motivating you, encouraging you, challenging you, making you be better, like a dad should do. And some of these kids don't have that. So that's why I picked up coaching. Because in middle school, I had no dad, but I played football. And so my coach was like my inspiration.
Absolutely.
So
we do a great program.
I do coaching, football, all this stuff to teach kids hard work and dedication.
You need to be a part. So we have this great program called SummerSlam Sport Camp at in the summer in July every year. Swing by if you want. But we work with underprivileged kids, foster care kids, the children's homes. It's a free camp that we do. We don't charge anything. We do breakfast and lunch. We try to introduce them to different sports. Don't play with me.
Just
listen, you had me at crunk fritters.
I mean, bro,
yo,
I can't believe you said I could know crunk.
You'd be surprised. So, anyways, I need to ask you one question before we leave.
Absolutely.
No, I got one question. I only got one question. This is the deepest, most spiritual. This is big. You ready? What does Michael Jordan eat?
Oh, so funny you say it. So we actually ordered a custom cup for Michael Jordan. He likes his charcuterie board, which is meat.
Charcuterie board. Shut up.
Yeah, meat and cheeses, but he doesn't want it on a board. He wants it in a cup.
A charcuterie board in a cup?
Yes. So think about I don't want to say Bloody Mary, but think about a Bloody Mary in a glass.
Uh-huh.
So everything's got to be standing up.
Got it.
So all of our meats and cheeses and all the fixins are on skewers.
Okay.
In this cup.
Why does he want it in a cup?
Because the plane is not as big as you think.
Got it.
So you got to think of the seat that you're sitting in. He doesn't have all this room.
So it's convenient.
Which is not it's no tag against him.
No,
Most private planes, they don't have much space.
Yeah.
So everything is made.
I've flown private a few times.
Well, you're fancy.
I'm not. My friends are.
Yeah, so everything's kind of compact.
Yeah.
But he's very simple. I mean, like anybody else.
No red M&Ms and all that?
No.
Okay.
He's basic meat, potatoes, kind of guy.
Well, let me just tell you, if you're ever my private chef, I'm not going to be no basic meat.
Oh, no. I know what I'm making for you.
You're going to have to make the pizza right, so you're going to have to make the crack.
It'll be the best you ever had. Bro, I'll be honest with you. So just, shooting it out there. I have done...
Do you not make collard greens, by the way?
Come on. With the ham hock.
Do this. We can do this all day.
All
right, make your closing. Make your closing.
But we've done squid ink risotto balls I made the other day. So I took squid ink, mixed it in with a risotto, balled it up, froze it, and then I battered it, deep fried it, and made it, for somebody.
Anyways, Bill.
But yeah.
Listen. First off, it's a pleasure meeting you.
The pleasure's been all mine, man. Thank you guys so much.
I love your story. I love your journey. Hopefully, I'll get a chance to meet your kids one day.
There's so much more. I mean, we're at it. Yeah.
There is. You got to come back. Definitely hang out with us for our sport camp and come and cook. And I see that you can't see his tattoos.
Yeah, I have several. So I'm an ocean kind of guy. So I have from my hand to my shoulder the ocean theme. I'm trying to convince my wife to let me do the
other side
on the other side because again, I have been born and raised in Florida.
Never left, by the way.
Never left. So I'm all about
the
ocean
you travel,
and the
right?
Everglades. Oh yeah, we've been to Hawaii, Mexico, Bahamas, which is by far one of my favorites. If you ever get a chance and you're in the Bahamas, please visit Richard at Junkanoo Beach. He makes the best chicken wings on the planet.
I'm not going to the Bahamas for no chicken wings. But thank you on that, Bill. It's a pleasure having you.
You wouldn't be disappointed. Pleasure, man. Thank you guys so much, man. God bless you guys.